Charlie just turned off the video by pressing the red button with her beak. So in the midst of that story, where I was stuck on the divine feminine, a little miniature feminine birdie cut us off. So this is video log 14th of November 2023, continuing the readings from even date relating to, this was dated, oh Charlie, that was really naughty what you just did to Mama, 8th of November 2018. We were talking about, we are bending gender roles and bringing back the divine feminine. And I am finally living in the most wonderful times. Now we just need the rest of the world to catch up. Even the men nodded in agreement once they got over my barb about them all sulking about a female Doctor Who. Which, where, when? Yup, my angels have me glitching all right. Full throttle, to infinity and beyond. Terminate, terminate, terminate. Don't you dare do that to my video again. Me thinks I need to decompress from all my popular culture saturation and get my own material. End of transmission. What are you doing to my ear, Charlie? Work with me, baby. Never work with children and animals, baby. 8th of November 2017. Loving my zeitgeist. The divine feminine is awakening the female from her long-suffering torpitude of silence. I was deemed crazy and useless for defining my fury after decades of abuse. But look, I have inspired women all around me to be themselves and express their own anger and a myriad of other emotions, to be real. And it was an article with Uma Thurman from Kill Bill photograph. Women should embrace the power of our collective rage. Yes, yes we should, but in a safe container so we don't all go completely berserk all at the same time, or it could get a little bit dangerous, just saying. 12:18 p.m, finally heading home. I went to get something to eat, and when I got back, the results were ready. Phew, exhausted. 11:37 a.m, still waiting for results. Oh, going backwards in time. Getting hungry now, feeling dizzy too. Oh well. Yeah, I'm feeling quite hungry and dizzy now too. What can I eat for lunch, people? What can I have? What's yummy in the house, Charlie? Mummy has to get some yummy food and... Yummy food, Charlie. Still waiting even after that epic post which I've edited and bloody bollocky copyrighted because I pretend I am that important. Ha! Hopefully it won't be much longer. I can't wait to pee, eat something, drive home and crawl back into bed. Yay! Life goals. Now you see why I haven't even bothered to try and even hope for a partner, because in general I'm too ill most of the time. Like, what's the point? Why bother? You know? So, but I've proved to myself yet again with the COVID infestation, I haven't died, so I'm not going to die anytime soon. I'll see the urologist, what she has to say about the state of my bladder, and if I'm okay, if she gives me a clean bill of health, well, it's not exactly a clean bill of health, it's a constant autoimmune niggling thing, but if she says I'm not dying of it, I will be fully activating all aspects of my life, fully, vibrantly, wildly, uncompromisingly. So look out, boys. The Tanya is getting ready to fully embrace her new version 58.7 now, 58.7 years on this planet. I've tamped myself down and denied myself long enough out of fear and grief and disappointment and trauma and ill health. Why should I be punished? I've done nothing wrong to anybody. I deserve to be happy and be loved by someone good and kind this time. I really do. Everyone deserves it. Not just me, but everyone. Weird sleepless night. That's because I had to go to the hospital the next day when I have appointments. The following day I don't sleep. It's my anxiety. So if I did get an intimate, loving relationship with someone, we'd have to have separate bedrooms, because I would drive them insane with my insomnia, my snoring, my sleep apnea, and my pissing all night, my talking in my sleep, my dreams that can be so real that I kick my arms and legs about. Like, you know, there's a reason why I've been single for 29 years. I'm not exactly a catch, honey. We're not a catch, are we, Charlie? You sleep in your own room too, with your own little perch. That's why we get along. I know. Bobo and the cats used to sleep on my bed. They didn't mind me. They didn't mind my wild ways. They were happy to cuddle up to Mama. Weird sleepless night. Before I went to sleep around midnight, I prayed to God and the archangels. Oh, you poor bitch. Here you are all these years later. For healing of my mind, body and spirit. Around 2:30 or 3 a.m, I arose from a deep sleep to consciousness and found myself ruminating about various stressors and thought, bugger that. So tried to get back to sleep, only to remain in a light sleep with imagery and thoughts still running through my head. At 4 a.m, I became wide awake and aware and found myself automatically practicing the deep breathing exercises to strengthen my vagus nerve. So I lay there, inhaling 5 seconds, holding my breath, and exhaling for 7 seconds, then holding for 3. Shit, I'm good, I bemusedly thought to myself. My higher mind and the holy ones mean business. I realised I'd been awake for about an hour and a half. My throat was very sore and I had started coughing. Fuck it. A chest infection on top of my woes, plus I had to go to hospital this morning for my bladder ultrasound. So I said to myself, hey, you up there, can you let me sleep? So I fell asleep and woke up at 6:30 a.m. I thought, this is no good. I have to wake up at 8 a.m. and start drinking a litre of water at 8:30 a.m. Let me sleep or I will struggle to get to the hospital tomorrow. So I did. I woke up just before the alarm went off at 7:50 a.m. Hiya Tanya, bloody bollocky brat mind knows I struggle to wake up and get up in the mornings, so she's stressed that I woke up in time. Who is running this show? I thought rather bemusedly, but I hit the ground running. I have drunk 3 glasses of water. Ooh, not pleasant to have so much liquid in one go when it's not Jack Daniels. Ha 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 ha. I sound like a boozy old alcoholic, but I don't actually drink that much either, by the way. I am dressed, ready to go, and hanging from the ceiling like a fruit bat, as I frequently do. I was right about the chest infection. Hacked up something alien looking. Ooh, but gonna ride this out with Serotyde and Ventolin, as I abhor antibiotics. Well, unless I desperately need them, and then have them withheld by my last GP, the evil cow. And I don't feel too crook. Not as bad as I was with that TMJ joint agony. Thank you to my beautiful healer friends who have been sending energy and praying for me. You are all so amazing. Much love to all my friends who have laboured with me through this misery for 2 whole weeks. Gewalt. The Tanya is fighting back from the shadowlands of pain and crappy health, as she always does. My fellow sisters suffering in hospital right now, join me. We will heal and we will rejoice again. 8th of November 2016. Really tired, must be the heat wave. Oh well, I could go to bed early, maybe sorta kinda. Oh look, Netflix. Sticky night, storms bellowing all around me. Not here yet, damn it. The intense humidity and gathering skirts of barometric pressure waiting to take a giant shit on my house is driving me mad. I bought plastic containers to store Crystal's books in after she complained that she did not want them under the house. Well, bloody come home then and reclaim your stuff, you wench of a thing. She was in the UK for 3 years. It cost me $45 to bring even more clutter into my already cluttered house. It makes me feel a tad homicidal. After 1.5 years, it's not like the books are going anywhere. I had a very intensely mentally activated day yesterday. I drove Dave, which means we were still talking back in 2016, Nigel and Jared nuts with my constant psycho babble, which I now unleash on you, poor YouTubers, you unwitting prisoners of my love, and need to express myself, not to repress myself. Oh, you got to laugh, don't you? It's all I'm saying, really. But this is my legacy, so that other women that come across my videos and some men that might benefit from it can see this is how I survived decades of complex PTSD, ill health, attacks on my body, both physical and metaphysical, and unrequited loves. This is me, surviving to thriving in my little hobbit body spirit, doing the best I can, right? So, hypomanic, which I do get from time to time, lol. I could not stop talking. I'm glad I did not go dancing on the weekend, but have fun with friends, laughing and talking instead. I was so mentally supercharged, even at 2:30 this morning, that I had to take a Valium to settle myself to sleep. Well, I haven't done that in many years, but that's serious when you need to knock yourself down with Valium, people. Holy crap. Definitely going through another major shift in my consciousness and energy. But hopefully I will settle back down again. Life for me has always been a hurdy-gurdy ride. I am so lucky to have people in my life who get me and love me anyway. Today I'm going to my favourite hairdresser to get my hair done. I will keep resting this week. It's been an emotionally intense few weeks for me, but I feel clear about everything. Life is good. I had a lovely day with Jared. He cooked our dinner, real homemade burgers. Yum. Oh my God, I'm so hungry now. I shouldn't have read that sentence about the homemade burgers. And I'm supposed to go to Officeworks and print out something because I don't have a printer, and I've been putting it off, and it's actually very important. It's for my passport forms and my form for the urologist. I had every intention of going today. I guess it'll have to happen tomorrow because I feel weak and dizzy now. I've got to see my psych tomorrow, so I've got to be out in the world anyway, so I might do it after I see my psych, or before. Might be better if I do it beforehand, because, yeah, otherwise it'll be too late in the afternoon. I'll just juggle things around in my space-time continuum brain, make things happen, right? 8th of November 2015, 5:03 p.m, utterly exhausted. I have been in the garden again. I scrubbed my mother's hand-knitted rug she made in the early 70s, hosed it down and hung it out to dry. It has been in my laundry for weeks. Finally got round to cleaning it. I ended up putting it on the compost, actually. It got all rotten and horrible. It was a nice rug too. I still have my mattress topper to wash, perhaps tomorrow. I lay on the path and played with Mushu for a while. Penny got jealous and gave him a kiss, then bed him up. She thinks she is his mother and or boss. He took it in good stride. She and I had cuddles too. I am in a lot of pain. Feet are aching, arms sore from the scrubbing, all good. Rest, then work a bit, then rest. Charlie is trying to climb my beaded curtains. Sooner or later, I will get on top of things. 4:56 a.m. Rare for me to be awake that early. Sore back from cutting down banana trees and cutting them up. It hurt to dance after a while. Sore feet too. I'm getting too old for this shit. Lucky my puppy is coming in a few months. I will not want to be out both nights and will prefer to be home with my darling. So excited. I am lying in the bath with Miss Sophie beside me. She wanted cuddles, but almost fell in the bath water and got one paw wet, so she is waiting patiently on the laundry hamper. Lovely lady. The Russian guy I met on Halloween in the casino car park asked me if I were a whisperer. Now I know what he meant. Of course, I am the psychedelic dreamer. But whisper? Ha 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 ha, too damn loud and proud for that. Although I do love wild weather, werewolves, wolvish clan, i.e. dogs, and cats. My grandfather, Antoni Patula, came from Poland. Now he had powers. I always wondered where he got his training from. So did my mother. Perhaps he was a shaman too, or a whisperer. This is really interesting stuff to ponder on. None of his progeny have anywhere close to his skills. Such a shame that all his magical knowledge died with him. Imagine if he had taught Gisela and she had passed it on. My mother was a powerful manifester, bilocator, tarot and playing card reader. She had precognitive dreams, was visited by spirits when I was a baby to warn her of calamity. She often had a stare and would be looking right at me, but her mind was off in another place. It could be quite disconcerting as a child. She also was very telepathic, in particular with my half-sister Angela. She instructed me in my 20s that I would become very psychic, intuitive in middle age. The gift grows as we age. We become wise women. I just thought at the time it was fiddle-faddle, but I realise in the past 5 years that I have indeed become more connected, especially to birds and animals. I also act on divine instructions more willingly after I was tested by being sent to the clubhouse. That was very scary initially. Things could have gone horribly wrong, but I was embraced and held in high esteem for 8 months. After dealing with various psychopaths in the Brisbane Jewish community for decades, I had a very honed bullshit antenna and early warning system. I have never felt more accepted and welcome and safe than my time spent there. Well, until it went bad after 8 months, as things do when I join clubs or communities or tribes. Extraordinary people, fellow trauma sufferers, recognise a kindred spirit. I never ever fit into mainstream culture and never will. I have learnt to like it that way. Being on the fringe or an outsider has its benefits. A man I studied Kabbalah with many years ago, Emmanuel, a Jew from Tangiers, who used to love to humiliate me in front of other students, mostly male, by referring to my vagina, for which disgusting behaviour I eventually quit his classes, used to call me a witch. At the time, I was rather orthodox, as I had been considering a conversion only a few years prior, so I felt rather frum, that means observant, at the time. His insulting me by calling me a witch and debasing my genitalia brought me to a realisation. Perhaps the dirty, malevolent bastard and his henchmen were right. It took me another decade, until my 40s, to embrace my mother's heritage, or at least to accept it. Nil caberendum et bastardos. Never let the bastards grind you down. So the sweet new internet love interest that made a quip about my vagina dentata, that was another faux pas that I'm not real happy with. As soon as a man starts debasing my vagina, because as you can see, I have a long history of that, I see a red flag and I have to cut and run, I'm afraid. No man has a right to be ugly and awful about my vagina. Those who wear the black coats and black hats of Chabad and other ultra-Orthodox sects have shown how wicked and corrupt they truly are by shunning adult survivors of child sexual abuses perpetrated in their own synagogue. I would rather identify as a witch than be a member of a religious cult that has been predating on women and children for centuries. Fuck that shit. So here I am, freestyling, free-falling, freedom fighting. No, I didn't say freedom fighting, but I am a freedom fighter in my own spirit and core. Freedom loving, free of any organisation that would have me as a member, footloose free, fancy free, bloody happy actually. I lost my car parking privileges at the casino. I can't and won't gamble $100 per night to get parking, so back to the street parking or taking buses I go. It was nice while it lasted. Corporate greed, corruption, what can one expect from a den of iniquity? 8th of November 2014. 3:37 a.m. Home safe, washed all the sweat off me, feet are tingling, might not feel them for a few days. All good. The casino was dead. I saw George briefly, then headed home. Roads are being closed down Elizabeth Street already. G20 stuff. Double. I bet it turns the city into a ghost town. 2:21 a.m. Just left the Elephant. Danced all night along with Burst, who are just fantastic, and my gorgeous, sexy friends. Wow. Now on the city glider to the casino to hang with George for a short while and then rescue my car from Charlotte Street. I am exhilarated after a great night, and it's not over yet. 8th of November 2010. I spent the day drifting through the day. The morning was heavy with humidity. It sounded like thunder, didn't it? So that was tiresome. The evening was much cooler and the low cloud density seems to have elevated, hence my mood. A few of my close friends also felt the low pressure today. I've got a pain in my jaw again, for the love of God. When will the gods just let me be healthy for just once in my goddamn natural life? When? Anyway, I continue. We all had an attack of the blahs. And that concludes the readings from today that had to be split into 2 videos because of my sweet little baby. You're my sweet little baby, Charlie. You're my sweet little baby. There is a baby bird out there. You should have had your own babies, Charlie. And so should my offspring too. There'll be no babies now because of this. The bastards. Oh well. In the way of Sarai and Avram, who had their firstborn child Isaac when Sarai was 80 years old, because the Holy One blessed her with fertility and her firstborn child Isaac. If the Holy One blesses my daughters, there may yet be a miracle. But I worry what kind of baby they might bring forth after this contamination in their blood. I want healthy progeny for my children. Better to have no progeny than diseased, unhealthy, gene-altered, God knows what is going to happen to our future children. My blood runs cold to think of it. It really does. I really fear for our fertility and our DNA and whether we'll even be still human, you know, in 20, 50, 100 years. It's disturbing to my mind. So all we can do is trust in the Holy One, that we are all, as a global population, loved and protected and gifted extra spiritual prowess so we can drive that unwanted filth out of our blood and our cells and our DNA somehow by some miracle. I don't know how that's even scientifically possible, but there will be miracles when you believe. And on that note, I bid you all goodbye. And in spite of the horror and the darkness we have all lived through in recent years, hold each other precious. Maintain the love in your hearts, bodies, minds, spirits, souls. The love for God or your gods and your understanding. The love for fellow humans that treat you with honour, integrity, kindness and sweetness and beauty and generosity and faithfulness and bliss. And forget the rest. They're of no consequence, no significance. Just allow them to have their path. Wave them goodbye but cleave to your true beloved friends and family and lovers if you have truly loving, decent, honouring lovers. Oh dear goddess. Cleave to your pets. They're with us such a short time. And cleave to the ancestors that love us and the spirits of high vibration and beneficial, loving intentions towards us. Cleave to all that is good and beautiful and holy in our world, in our sacred space, in our 3D reality, in the eternal now, in this moment, in this breath. So I send you much love and kisses. The requited and the unrequited. It's the same ghost in the machine, but I send you what's left of my love, my darlings. And may we all merit a life of peace. Shalom. Amen v'salah. Goodbye for now.